Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Strategic Noncompliance. For those of you who are paying attention to Mike Blue Hair's channel, you can notice the title hasn't been updated. That's because I can't get a hold of him. He's AWOL. Mike Blue Hair, I tried to get a hold of you for almost an hour now, so... Anyway. Beyond that, he knows how to get a hold of me. Well, he should be able to handle Discord there. Let's see here. But I hope you guys enjoyed Basic Metal by Techno Axe there. It was just something I picked out last minute. Something new he put out recently. And all that fun. Oh, and that reminds me. I need to update the scene on there. And need to update the scene on here. There we go. The chat is shown. You can... Well, you should be able to see the chat. Hopefully. Let's see... Yeah, this should be a good one. And what's going on here? Why is the chat not working on here? Give me a minute here. I'm looking some. Okay, no, the outline and the chat should be showing up. Why is it not showing up on this one? Oh boy, that looks like one of my OBS's broke. Oh well, that slops for you. Oh wait, never mind. There we go. It's showing up now. I guess slobs works a little bit different than standard OBS there. So, I hope you guys had a fun weekend. I know I've been sort of down a lot longer than I expected. I think I can't figure out if it was me trying to keep a proper posture most of that night, or the fact I was out for maybe an extra 2 hours that really did me in. Because I was sore through yesterday. I'm still feeling it today. It's not as bad in all that aspect. Dang it, where is that? Eggman. Hey, reminding me of Sonic the Hedgehog there, Ed. But, yeah, hey, K9 MRJ. But as is, we might as well go ahead and start talking about... Why? Oh, Shadow Boxer. That is a good question, Shadow Boxer. Well, the quick and dirty of that is that the guest on that episode was not too happy with the chat and the fact that chat's embedded. And my standard philosophy for the channel is that the chat on my side goes unmoderated. It rarely do I need to step in. And since they threw a big, huge fit over that specific episode, I have made it unlisted. But, as is, if you have the original link or you've seen it in your history, it's there. Or, if you go over to Periscope, that's an archive that I can't delete. It'll expire in 30 days. So you can run over to Periscope there and see the archive on there. And then, of course, I decided to make that a Patreon-only thing. If you guys are you can get the direct link from Patreon people. Because I made sure that they at least have a chance to see the stuff that's uncensored and all that fun stuff. But that's what happened with that one. But, yeah, it's been quite the interesting past 24 hours there with James Freeman getting arrested over at Fort Huachuca's military base. In fact, the incident mirrors Silent Citizen's Luke Air Force Base pretty close, except not as aggressive. I do give credit that the federal cop there, and yes, that cop, I'm pretty sure is a civilian cop, but is employed by the federal government to be a military police officer on the post there. Is our show going to be renamed Strategic Compliance, or you will be silenced? Here's the deal. That is an agreement kind of thing with me and Mike Blue Hair. He sort of generally leads a lot of that stuff, and as is, I did not completely comply on that one. So, as I said, if you want to go, look it up, you can check it out as an unlisted if you already haven't watched history, or you can throw down like a quick buck on Patreon and pull the link up, or as I said, check out Periscope. As I said, I didn't really comply with it. All I did was make it unlisted. That's all I did. So if you'll be able to go and look it up, I didn't do a complete censorship. It's a soft censorship. It's a soft power exercise, as the Chinese government likes to call it. Soft power. But I'm not sure if Big E, if you're referring to the cop that arrested James Freeman, but yeah, he didn't really know what to do. In fact, we're gonna go ahead and I think let me look it up real fast here on what was it? Let me look up my history. I spent so long trying to get a hold of Mike that I did not really prep too much for today's show. So, let's see here. Oh, yeah, and James Freeman is out. He's been released. I don't know on the charges, but we'll look at that a little bit later. Excellent. I still have it in my history. Okay, I'm going to mute that for the moment. It looks like, yes, it is still up, so we'll bring that up here in a second. And you'll have a chance to see it all, and I would recommend checking out James Freeman's channel. He does some pretty good work on that. So let me get the window. Oh wait, I better check to make sure the window captures is capturing the right page. And just to give you guys a heads up, learn your stuff, because you don't want to accidentally link to stuff. Well, I mean, expose stuff on your live stream. And one of the ways I do that with mine is specifically by capturing only specific windows. Let's see, whoops, come on. And ensuring that I review a majority of the stuff that isn't going to be an issue. Let's see here, and let me get the chat back up here as I, yes, he couldn't even... Yeah, okay, so let's take a look here. Let's give a quick rundown, because there's some interesting stuff I want to also point out with this live stream that is very important that other auditors or testers and cop watchers should also pay attention to.
Sir, I'm Officer Fisher. Can I help you?
And Shadowboxer, I do agree with you on that aspect. If strategic non-compliance shows directly run by me, I wouldn't do it. But as is, it's a co-sponsorship thing. Me and Mike Bluehair work on it together. He got input on how it's supposed to handle, but I also have input too. And me and Mike Bluehair have hashed this out the other week after that incident blew up.
Sir, can I help you? Sir, can I help you? Sir, something I can help you with. Do you speak English?
And I have to give credit. James Freeman went for a silent treatment. I will never understand this silent treatment. Yeah, it's a baffling thing how silence can just cause them to lose their shit.
Sir, can you put the camera down for me?
Okay, Jeffrey McFadden. A supervisor may not help the situation. They can actually also make the situation worse. If you go and review my talking of the Turner v. Driver, the request for a supervisor is actually what prolonged the detention for the Batosai when he was arrested by the when he was being detained by the cops. And so, as is, requesting a supervisor is a double-edged sword. It can work for you, but it can also work against you. Just keep that in mind.
I got a camera too. It's kind of nice how that works, ain't it? Cameras are great.
And yet this cop asked him to put the camera away.
Sir, can you put the camera down for me? Are you aware that it is against federal regulation to videotape the access control point?
No, that is not true. That is completely inaccurate, Fisher.
of identification, please, sir.
Hey, Eggman Eggs.
Sir, can you put the camera down, please?
Okay, so we got this part. Now we're going to go ahead and skip to another spot here. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? Okay, this is where I wanted to. Okay, this is sort of important here. What he ends up doing.
220, 210, you can step it up.
Notice how he starts panning the live stream around, gathering evidence of where exactly he's standing. You can see that he's standing.
You're on federal property right now, sir.
He's standing next to the lamppost, and he'll do another take where you can see he's clearly standing on the part that dips down for wheelchair access for the curbs. Can you respond to the long post from someone named DS on James' video? It is at the very top. Just expand the replies. Oh, okay, let me take a quick look. I might... let's see. DS. I might have responded to that, actually. I'm not seeing it on the top of mine. Maybe he deleted it. Well, hold on. Let me. You're probably mentioning it's in this one with the under Dave. DS. I'm not seeing a DS or. Also, keep in mind that these favorites. DOQ. I see DS in many chats. He made a comment on one of my posts. Yeah, I'm not seeing DS. Maybe he's got me. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. Yes, how so? Do you know the law? I helped you by top post with the actual law. I'm guessing he's referring to... He scans around. There's a cop that wasn't there, wasn't before. This guy made me laugh. Any bets on how long the blue line appears at this location? That's a good question. Just taking a quick gander through here to see if I can find this further comments from DS specifically. OSI, Federal Law Enforcement Agency, nationwide, authority over civilians, don't make me laugh. Yeah, it seems like DS is being ignorant with his comments. Chances are, if they are linking to the, it is illegal to film places of secure issues, in which case, well, guess what, DS? That doesn't apply unless the president puts out a specific order on that issue.
I need to ask you to put the camera down. Subject's refusing to put down the camera. I'm standing in front of him. He is on federal property.
Okay, as you can see, now he plans. There's the thing. There's the right. He's right at the edge of it, so this way people can get by him.
Also failing to identify at this time.
Oh, I bet they didn't expect that to happen.
Failure to identify, will not talk. Sir, I need you to put the camera down, sir.
Oh, so the demarcation line is there and present at the gate. Okay, well, we'll take a look at his.
Sir, you need to
take a look at his
down,
live stream
sir.
here soon.
Do you care to identify yourself at this time? Do you have any weapons on you? Sir, it is against federal statute to videotape a controlled access point. 200, 220. Identify yourself.
Don't.
And as is, so we get the idea of the arrest here. Let's just go over that.
Sir, You're going to be detained at this point for failure to identify.
Okay, let me put this down. Let me put this down. Don't turn off any cameras. Don't turn off any cameras. Don't turn off any cameras.
You're being detained at this time until we can find out who you are, sir.
Why is that? What crime do you suspect me? Don't take the cameras off. Do not take the cameras off.
Sir?
Do not touch
Stop
the cameras.
resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Yes,
I'm
you
telling
are. You are.
I'm not resisting
Sir?
the detainment. I'm telling you, don't take my camera off. You can't get it off with the handcuffs on anyways, guys. I have absolutely no intent to do any harm to anybody.
Until we identify who you are, sir, for our safety and ours, you're being detained at this.
Under what law? For your safety, is that a law?
You're failing to identify who you are, sir.
Well, do you suspect me of a crime?
Yeah.
What crime?
Photographing.
What?
Access control.
Hey, do you really have to have them that tight?
They're not tight, sir.
Go ahead, Lord.
Yeah, so we got an idea of what Fort Huachuca, or yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it, is like. So, Bunny, the Google Hangouts link, my mom went... Okay, Mike, I'm on... hold on, Mike. I'll create a Google... I'll create a Hangouts link. Hold on, guys. I'll keep it easy this time around. Okay, Mike, I have messaged that one to you. So it looks like we're having Mike Bluehair joining us after all. But we'll go ahead and get back on with this. We'll go ahead and cover the live stream. Here, let's see. Dang it, which window it was. There we go. Let me get my windows all properly redone here. Yeah, as is, I've been through heart attacks in immediate family. It can be a scary thing. And we'll go ahead with this specific one right here. I'll mute that for right now. So military police can put civilians. They can put them in general jail. Yes, they have. They have like a lockup kind of thing. How can I be a fan of SNC if anytime a guest wants the audience to be silenced, guys? That is a good question. Maybe we'll pose that to Mike Bluehair. We can put him under the fire on that one as soon as he gets in here. So, Mike, I put it through the standard messaging means that we communicate with. You should be able to join up. On that. So, let's see here. There we go. Alright, so we got this. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah. Those of you who are watching the chat, at the top of the chat box, you see this top live chat? Switch to live if you don't want to miss anybody's comments, because YouTube has some stupid bullshit with that. So let's go ahead and listen to James Freeman after he got out.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Bunny.
Oh, you made it.
Awesome. Are we on the show right now?
Yes, you are live, straight, going into their ears.
All right. Is there an echo, or are you okay?
I am good right now, so.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to the ER with my mom since last night, and I've been really out of it. Although I did try to do a pre-record. I got about an hour of about an hour and 15 minutes of pre-record of me interviewing Keith Davis of Multnomah County Cop Watch. So if you wanted to just let that roll the second hour, that way you don't have to do the whole show by yourself. That would be just really great, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the whole radio host thing now because I'm kind of out of sorts. I've been up all night, but I do have that I can play from my end if you want to run that hour of the show.
Now,
and I do apologize.
Let's save that for Friday, man. Let's save that for Friday because depending on the situation, it could get worse or better. We'll just save that for Friday when we have we can plan out the show a little bit better.
Okay, great. And I do apologize, Bunny. I didn't mean to leave your ass hanging out in the wind, but honestly, I've been so caught up with my mom that it's spaced the show, and it's really messing with me. You know, my head and stuff. So.
Got it. All right. Well, go ahead and hop off. I'm just going to keep it out an hour long for today's show. I'll keep you on the hot seat with some of the questions, but hopefully you'll be better situated for Friday, and we'll cover that interview on Friday then.
All right, cool. And I just like to apologize to the listeners, and good luck with the show, Bunny. But yeah, I have about an hour and 15 minutes of pre-record that we can use on Friday. I hope she's better by Friday, but if she's not, I don't know, but
we'll talk. Get some sleep. We'll talk either tonight or tomorrow, man. We'll talk later.
All right.
So, yeah, hop off, get some rest.
All right, bye.
All right, so there we go. Just got a quick update from Mike. He's dealing with unfortunate family medical issues. Yeah, hopefully she does get better. I'm not gonna push him too hard if that's the situation he's been going through. As I said, well, me and him will connect. We'll see what's going on for Friday's show. So I've been trying to get a hold of him for an hour. Turns out that was the issue. So just unfortunate emergencies. So at least we got Mike Bluehair on for a short time, guys. Anyway, we'll go ahead and go back to covering James Freeman's arrest, and when we'll actually, I saw a good comment that is going to be a fun one to read through a little bit later here. What was it? Dang it. Which window was it? Okay, here we go. We're back. Okay.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Sorry, I'm waiting for people to come on because I just want to hopefully do this video once, just tell you what's going on once, and then can everybody hear me? Got a brand new phone. I'm not gonna be able to read the chat either, guys, because I'm driving. I got a lot of lost time to make up for, so I'm doing this while I'm driving so that I can make some mileage. So I'm not gonna be able to read the chat, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm sure everybody saw I was not arrested yesterday at Fort Huachuca. I was detained. I was detained for officer safety. You guys heard that?
Okay. If that is the case with him, if he was removed from that location, that is a de facto arrest. That has been upheld in the courts. When you move, in fact, that goes outside the bounds of a Terry stop. A Terry stop pretty much means you have to be held on the spot. And skip 30 seconds, just join. It might be. I'll turn it up a little bit more on here, so this way maybe it's probably from his mic.
In the
it was
in the live stream before they shut it off. I was never ever actually arrested yesterday. I was detained for somewhere between 3 and 4 hours by military police. They pulled me off of public property, kidnapped me, put me in one of their cars, and took me onto the base.
That is a de facto arrest right there. He was arrested. It wasn't a detention. He has a straight up civil case against Fort Huachuca because of that.
Put me in one of their cells, patted me down, groped me really good. It felt nice. And then put me in a cell. processed me as if I was being arrested and booked. Fingerprints, DNA swabs.
Yep, that is a de facto arrest. That was no detention. James Freeman, if you end up seeing this, and I'm going to make sure to tag this in the metadata for the YouTube archive, James Freeman arrest for Hachugo there. Yeah, or I'm probably overthinking it. But that is an arrest. That is a clear arrest. The fact that they removed you from that spot, they took your fingerprints, they put you in a jail cell. Yeah, you were arrested. The courts will look at that. That is arrested. A lawyer will look at that. That is a clear arrest. It was no detention. The cops that are there, the security personnel, you fucked up. You straight up fucked up. That's the deal with that. As is, he was completely legal within his actions. And yeah, he does he's got a pretty good beard, just like mine. He's got a his is straight though. His is straight, not curly. Like mine's all curly and sort of a nice little fro kind of thing that's got going on. But yeah, as is, he was de facto arrested because he was removed from that location. The same thing happened in News Now Houston when he was filming the police station and the cop placed him in cuffs, took him inside, and then read the law to him on the identity thing. And obviously, a lot of us are familiar with that with that specific outcome. He was cut and let go real quickly after the police chief learned about it. I mean, let's see, the reason I wasn't arrested is because I asked repeatedly. Oh, hey, James, I didn't know you're in here. I wasn't arrested is because I asked repeatedly throughout the... No, James, it is an arrest. You know what, James? Do you want to get in on this? Do you want to hop into the voice chat? Because if you can get into the Discord and learn how to operate it, I have no problem talking with you on the live stream here. But James, just because they say it's not an arrest doesn't mean it's not an arrest. That was an arrest. They removed you from the location. What they say has no regard in that. The courts will still look at it and go, you removed him from the place, you took him to jail cell, you processed him, that's an arrest. That is a de facto arrest, man. And I'm glad you're out, man. But the detainment, taking you onto the facility for officer safety does not count. It violates Terry v. Ohio, something that applies to them clearly, because that is a SCOTUS case law. Am I right to film? And Desert Sentinel that's over there. Yeah, as is, Mike's out. Apparently, immediate family member had a heart attack, and he's been out with that. So we'll hopefully be a little bit more in shape for next Friday there. But yeah, this is a clear arrest, a straight up violation of your rights kind of thing. But while I wait for your reply, I'm gonna go ahead and continue playing at least part of your live stream here.
All kinds of stuff, and then cited me with 3 citations. One was something along the lines of entering a federal facility with the intent to commit a crime. The other was failure to ID, and the other was photographing a federal facility. So,
okay, well, chances are, if the third one there is what I think it is, it does not apply to that damn situation. I'm driving, so I'll listen in, just to be educated by you here. Thank you. Okay. All right, James. Yeah, stay safe while driving. Try not to engage too much on the chat and all that stuff. I don't want people crashing because they're trying to text or pay attention to the chat while driving and all that stuff. But here's the deal with this. This is where the cops really screwed the pooch. Even if he was standing a little bit on the federal property, if I remember correctly, it was United States v. Appel. We'll look that up here in a few minutes. That actually caused the whole blue or red line that's done on the street line, on the pavement there, for the road that goes into the military bases. That will pretty much signify the limit of where they can act a trespass, right there. And that was a case that actually follows up with the Flowers case. The second, entering, well, let's see, let's review the charges again, just to make sure I get this right.
Of entering a federal facility with the intent to commit a crime.
Yeah, that's just a throw-on. That's a resisting arrest kind of charge right there. That's just a throw-on to say, hey, we're going to be... okay, let's see. Sorry for leading you around. My post was 21 hours ago. Search the word amazing and you'll get to... Okay, got it. I'll look at the DOQ. I'll go ahead and look at it. It was a large discussing the legalities around photographing. Okay, got it. I think I know what it is. I'm only using the talk to checks for soft chat words. Okay, got it, James Freeman. You're being smart with that stuff. Just stay safe. But when it comes down to this specific issue, that what they did there was the throw it on. What intent? Yeah, the thing is when they sat there and processed them all like that, that was a de facto arrest, and then they cited him with that stuff. That was a de facto arrest. It was an arrest in the aspect that, okay, we're gonna arrest you. We're going to give you this stuff, cut you loose, get the fuck out of here. That's what they did. It was an arrest. It was not a detention. It's not a detainment, because the detainment happens on the spot. When I had Department of Homeland Security pull up on me when I was filming the FBI building for dealing with the federal courthouse / visitor center up there in Anchorage, that's going on 4 years ago. With that specific situation, that was a detainment when he came up if I wasn't allowed to go. He wanted my ID, he handed me citations. That is a proper detainment in that aspect. Now, what they did with James Freeman here, that was an arrest. That goes outside the bounds of a Terry stop. So James can hear, please tell him how much I have respect for how he handled himself. That was from Shadowboxer, James Freeman's. And yeah, you did yourself well. And I loved how you did your silent treatment. Well, silent treatment turning into a minimal speak situation. But you did a really good job. You handled yourself greatly with that silent treatment, just from the amount I've listened to. And as I said, I could see more people that are getting involved, trying out the silent treatment. It's not for everybody. It's not for every single case. It's a double-edged sword. It can hurt you. It can help you. It's just another tool in the toolbox, a specialty tool.
The other was failure to ID.
Failure to ID. Well, that's because, I mean, those two charges alone right there, the failure ID and all, the other one, the arrest was completely illegal in the first place. And then, of course, the other charge. But let's go ahead.
And the other was...
And, let me double check right here and see if there's anything else before I backtrack to the other one 21 hours ago. So we're going to backtrack to the other one and look for this thing here. The other chat, or the other conversation. Let's see. Oh, and Appel is based off of Flower v. United States, which was a change in some a prior case which deals with San Antonio's base too. And I've read through Flower, I've read through another one, the other one, and then I read through Appel. And it's quite interesting citations. I also listened to the that. In fact, I might have to do a reading of that stuff. Let's see here. I might need to scroll through this here. So I have to give me a second, and let me double check the chat thing. It was DOQ. Actually, I'm just going to look for your... My post was 21 hours ago, so... We're going to slide through this real fast. 6, 7... We'll just do this number because actually it'll probably be faster. 12. Getting close. Has this been, have there been First Amendment issues at bases? Yes. Silent Citizen over at Luke Air Force Base. I recommend reviewing that one. That one's actually more egregious. Let's see, 17... Getting close to 21. We're gonna get there. As you can see, the comment flow is really thick right afterwards. Let's see here. Okay, 19. We're getting close. We're getting close. There's 20. Looking for that 21. Okay, here we go. We got 21. Let's see if we can find that. And people, please be wise with your phone number posting on chat, in comment section. Oh, wait, no, I guess they're putting out the base phone number. Let's see. Ricky, James, ask him aside, 21. Desert Pack Rat, Jay Musket. Yes, I sent the first half of his message to YouTube. It's about 300. Wow, DOQ, that is quite the comment there. Let's see, Joe. Trying to find this. Keep in mind, hey, DLQ, was your comment the starting comment? Just wondering. Where I said the Army should be embarrassed. Yeah, the Army should be, well, that specific military base should be really embarrassed about this incident. The arrest is clearly illegal. Unfortunately, the court tie-up's going to take a while. But you know what? I think he gets a public defender on that, so that might help him out in that aspect. As I sit here and slowing it down, trying to see if I can find this. People posting phone numbers. This is Mike Smith, Fox. As you can see, there is a lot of comments. I actually caught it. It was like 2 hours late after the incident. I learned about it thanks to Pissed Off Taxpayer talking about it on one of his live streams when I was sort of in and out of sleep. Let's see. Okay, I must have passed it. So, said it's within one of these. Okay, 22, 22, 21. Well, score starts scrolling up here. We'll see about it. Someone's linked the Street View, which is even funnier. Doesn't the military have an obligation to protect the people unlike the police? By their oath, but not necessarily legal. Oh, 22 hours now. Okay, so it's in the 22 hours section, so it might be just a little bit older. How can he be detained for officer safety when an officer showed up? Yeah, that's a good question. As is, they the cops straight up completely fucked the entire case. They fucked it up, as I specifically stated in that situation. Let's see. Someone with a troll comment. Dave. To me, they wanted to arrest him because he pushed the crosswalk button. He said that James was trying to flee when James was... Well, that I mean, that's a detention, and you can't take him from that location. The fact that they put him in cuffs, put him in the car, and drove him to the station, that makes it an arrest. Now, if they told him, you're being cited, we need your identification... right then and there, they probably would have a stronger case, but I don't remember hearing that part. Then again, I was listening to it in a half-sleep state. Let's see here. And just to give you a heads up, Dave, just Dave, actually I came up with the silent treatment. That was springtime of 2014. Yes, jump up and down 22 hours. Time has passed. Okay, we'll try to find this comment here by... yeah, okay, here we go. I think we found it. Embarrassing. U.S. Army. And amazing they are still spouting illegal to film base or checkpoint or whatever from public location. Unbelievable. Dave, fuck yeah. It is. I would expect an Army... better Army isn't Navy, Coast Guard, pussy guys. They should know better. This gentleman is on federal property about 1 foot. If it's is not public location or public domain. Oh, well, then they should have told him to step back 1 foot if that was the truth. That is the opening. Yeah, so we're going to go through it. There was a lot of comments here. DOQ. You should be embarrassed because it is against the law. I cited it in the top post. Christopher Collins. Wouldn't matter if the filming taking place from a mile away. It is still against the law. See the law on my top post. Let's see. True, I would have been local police, not federal. I stated in the law. Let's see. Video recording military installation equipment, even in a soldier's uniform wearing equipment, it's violation of federal law. Does not matter location. Okay, this is quite the here. Enforcement. I've been made this. Let's see. I'm gonna start over. I'm reluctant to inform you this is a public forum because law enforcement has seen and made arrests later based on the statute of limitations is 5 years in this case. Think I should have a wrench. Fleeing. Well, why did Shadowbox, you got a link or something like that? Here, I'll just go ahead. You know, if you start abusing your moderator powers, you're going to end up with a ban. I'm going to just let you know that. Remember, my policy goes generally unmoderated unless there's something really illegal or something against terms of service. The prosecution has up to 5 years, and they have a few YouTube cases, including one in Louisiana, brought numerous felony charges. Law enforcement may also seize all equipment until such time the charge is brought, the expiration of statute of limitations, or court orders release. 2017 is a record year for YouTubers going to prison or becoming a fugitive of justice after a conviction, becoming sentencing, being shot by cops, or shot and killed by cops. Yeah, I'm gonna need a citation for that one. Where the hell did you get that number? I have bunny slippers. Nice. Let's see here. This military... Yeah, I already read that comment there. Michigan also is a state where a YouTuber was shot and killed by a cop. 18 photographed the defense. Okay. Here is the deal with this charge right here. This does not apply to that situation. There has to be proper signage. There has to be an order for this. Okay. Let's pull this one up. We'll read through this. 18 U.S. Code, well, CFR 795, photographing, sketching, and defense installations. Whenever the interest of national defense, the president defines certain vital military and naval installations or equipment requiring protection against general dissemination of information. Here is the key word. The president defines certain. The president has to define it. That means Trump or Obama before him has to sign off saying, this cannot be done. And as is, that list is very small. And when it comes down to it, if it's a public base, you can film it. There has to be proper signage for that to be proper, to be noted that, hey, you cannot film this. This cannot be recorded or whatever. This does not apply to this situation. I have argued this one to death. Okay, DS, you're a fucking idiot. Read it again. I'm not sure where you're getting half that other stuff because I'm not seeing the citations for it, but the numbers doesn't seem to be adding up right. Let's see, how is Eli Ritchie? I don't know. Mike Bluehair is unfortunately not with us. Hippie with a gun, due to the fact that he's got medical issues with immediate family. And hopefully he'll be with us this Friday, depending on the situation. Otherwise, it will be another show, and we'll be working out stuff. One can access a list of 795. That is a good question, and I don't even think the list is fully publishable, because I'm betting some of the sites would probably be a blacklist site where they're not supposed to be on the public books. So you could probably put in a FOIA request asking for all the locations where this is, but it may not be available under it. It might be a fight for that specific issue. But as is DS, I have argued this to death. Needs a presidential sign-off in order for that to even be valid. There is no presidential sign-off for every single military gate. Let's see, we'll continue reading this. Hey, whenever, okay, yeah, I just showed this. Okay, you read that. Okay, note 1, the DHMMO, which mini site does not apply to military installations and has no legal weight regarding the laws of the facility. At best, the memo is an advisory bulletin. Let's see, 2, as is. Okay, that is where you're incorrect, DS. And I have covered this in my quit misusing the DHS. We're going to look this one up. 41 CFR 102-74.420. Oops, accidentally typed that. Okay, we're going to do some schooling here. Guess what that is? What is the policy concerning photographing for news, advertising, or commercial purposes? This is a CFR, just like this CFR. They're both federal regulations. This is the core portion of the 2010 DHS memo. It's taken me 6 months to memorize this. And I suck at memorization, just to let you guys know. Yeah, I hope he's doing. He's gonna do better. He's been up all night. He popped in here a little bit earlier. When this goes to archive, you'll be able to listen to it, backtrack on it. In fact, you can probably backtrack it on my channel. I'm not sure if Mike's got that set up on his. As is, yeah, they do owe him damages. As I said, there's a civil case for that. Now, bringing a civil case is going to be a whole different task. So that is where you're again wrong. DHS memo does hold weight, but it's not because of the memo itself. It's because of the cited CFR on the bottom of the first page. Read it again. Let's see here. As of 2011, all military installations have some sort of classification stated within the renewal, reaffirm Presidential Order 1104. Be advised that there are many other non-military installation facilities covered within such an order after aircraft manufacturing plants. That is incorrect. Otherwise, this would have been cited and used against us several times. And as is presidential orders usually need to be reaffirmed each year. Let's see. Let's get a quick overview. What is presidential order? What is in this one? Defining certain vital military naval installations. Okay, case where a section vested in me by foregoing statutory provisions and interest in national defense, I hereby define the following vital. It's too. No. This is too broad. It wouldn't hold up in court. All naval installations now which are classified, designated, or marked under the authority of our direction of president. Yeah, if this is real right here, this was 1950. No, this has to be re-updated. No. Yeah, this is way too freaking old, man. We're just going into the Korean War with this one. We're in the middle of the Cold War. Yeah, this doesn't work, buddy. No. As is, presidential orders have to be reaffirmed after so much time. They do expire. Let's see. A list of available investigation so-called auditors. Let's see. 3. Recently, the IRS has joined in an investigation called auditors, and money received and even in donations must be reported. If not, they could also cause legal problems. That is very correct. Actually, one part of the fact. you have to when you're doing your yearly taxes, donations have to be added to that. If you're not doing that right, you're going to be in you're going to find yourself in hot water with the IRS if they come down on you. But chances are, if you're only receiving small amounts here and there, maybe $100, generally the IRS is not going to fuck with you. But why risk the chance? California only ban. Let's see. Presidential orders, executive orders is not an authority granted by the Constitution and therefore illegal, unconstitutional. How should I put it? Presidential orders is just something that the president says is going to happen, really, and a directive of how things are going to be managed. Does not make it law, does not make it legal. And we've seen this with Obama, and we're probably going to be seeing this kind of stuff with, well, we've already seen it with the Trump administration already, with the whole, the immigration ban or whatever on the 7 countries for whatever purpose, Islamic terrorism, whatever you want to call it, depending on how you stand on the political spectrum. When all else fails, the Feds sick the IRS on you. That is very true. If they can't get you, they'll get you on tax evasion somehow. That's how Al Capone went to jail. Let's see, NJ Diver. You mean diver, not driver, OCSO. See, I'm not the only one doing it, NJ Diver. But I still cash the check from the lawsuit. Let's see. If you receive monetary support, including donations, you are considered a commercial photographer. That is incorrect. That is very incorrect. You can be a news photographer if you're recording for news. News gets paid too. Okay? So you're incorrect with number 4. Number 5. Fort Campbell police just recently came off base and used their authority to forcefully seize all photography equipment from all YouTube auditors on site. Let me check this out. As is this, if this actually did happen, Fort Campbell, camera confiscated. Oh wait, is this the one I think it is? Give me a second, guys. Okay. Is this the one I think it is? Constitutional hero. Dang it. Here we go. Fort Campbell. Or, come on. Let's see. Fort Campbell detained, arrested.
Oh, this is constitutional hero.
You're saying that you have the right to do so, and that's fine.
Yeah, as is, I'm actually not familiar with this one. I must have missed it. This happened recently, it looks like. The government has all 3 branches, have burned proving substantial government reason. Hope Eli wins millions. I hope he, well, some of the shit he's been going through, yeah, I hope he gets properly compensated for all the heartache. But, let's say they did come off and seize all the property. Guess what? Illegal seizure. And as is, I've had my stuff seized by Springfield police. And I never broke a law. Let's see, DOQ. Okay, and then here comes DOQ's response. I have absolutely no idea how to respond to such crap. You have no idea what you're talking about. The very limited number of bases subject to USC 18795. Actually, you got that reversed. It should be 18 USC 795. And this is not one. Note that they did not arrest him. Well, they did actually arrest him. We just covered that aspect. And let's see. Note that they did not arrest him, and they just wait and see what happens to the charges. Not interested in arguing with you. You're too ignorant. The final disposition on the of the charges will hopefully educate you. Or I could just give him a proper verbal lashing. Let's see, DOQ. That was true until 2011 when the reinformation of the presidential order. Okay, well, then name that presidential order then. Where is it? And even then, as I said, I looked at that. It is too freaking broad. It can't apply. It is too broad. It won't hold up in the courts. He just replied to me on the same reply thread, keeping the replies. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, 13 minutes ago. Well, let him know. I gave a verbal lashing. And DS, if you want to argue this out in the arena, let me know. I will open the door, and we can argue it out back and forth. Because as is, I'm going to school you 100 different ways on this. And I'm treating this more like my own live stream than a freaking the strategic non-compliance, guys. This is a little bit bad. I hope Mike Bluehair doesn't mind. I'm turning SNC into a blood sports arena, or at least challenging area. But yes, as is, we just went through all of that. In fact, actually, I need to scroll this back down because I want to copy that link. Scroll. 22. Ah, here it is. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, here's a little trick, guys. You see this 22-hour thing? If you click on it, it will take you...
Any deposit checking means we'll waive your month.
Hold on, let's see here. It will turn it into a highlight comment, giving you this specific URL, which you can copy and paste and all that stuff. I'm going to throw this in strategic non-compliance here. There we go. That way people can see it. So send a rental notice for his property. Oh, okay, good. It's still streaming. Okay, so we got that up. It's quite the interesting thing. What do you guys think? Let's see. Bunny's Arena, scary place. Oh yeah, it could be a scary place, but it's also a very fun place to be in. Let's see. James just, let's see. NJ Diver, Richard Lord. Only if you're before a judge or traditional panel. The Arena of Free Thought. That is very true. I very much so like the Arena of Free Thought. Whether you're criticizing me, I'm criticizing you, or criticizing something else. Or literally arguing it out. But as is, that is quite the interesting aspect on all that. And as is, James Freeman, I don't know if you're still listening or whatever, driving. Here's the deal. They arrested you. What they did goes clearly outside the bounds of Terry v. Ohio, which is the governing case law on how a detention is supposed to go. The fact that they removed you and took you to the station, did all that stuff, and processed you to give you a citation, 3 citations, shows you that they were in the wrong. They just threw those citations and cut you loose because guess what? Someone from higher up learned about what happened and said, get this guy out of here, throw some charges on whatever, and see if it sticks. Hopefully he won't come back. That's probably what happened. That's my speculation. Might not be fact, could be true, could be false, who knows. Thought you would find things to discuss in that one. Yeah, there is definitely some stuff to discuss. And it's actually covers a lot, some of the issues that I wanted to cover. Oh, and before I forget, we'll take a quick look at Appel. Give me a second. Let me pull that one up again. Because some of those bases have states v. Appel. Ah, here we go. So the thing is this, let's see, this was the 9th Circuit, 2014. Wasn't it? I thought it was a SCOTUS case. States, let's see, District Jux, was barred from Vandenberg Air Force Base. Yeah, okay, so this is the right case. Let me make sure. I thought this was, yep, okay. Here it is. SCOTUS case law. This went to SCOTUS, was talked about it before them, and judgment issued 2014. Judgment vacated, case remanded, delivered opinion with unanimous court decision, and you know what? Maybe later this week, if I get the time, I will cover this one because it directly relates with what we got on. Because with that issue here, let's see here, PP News. Okay, PNP News, we read about this.
Police officer gets out and looks at me and says,
Okay, we'll mute this for a moment here. But this is gonna be quite interesting because we're gonna listen to this real fast. Because this applies to this issue. We learned this came from actual supporter who did legal research and dug this up. And as is, he made petition to have his DNA removed from the databases. Shadowboxer, I don't know. To be honest, once they got it, they got it. And as is, my DNA is retained by the military also. And they're going to probably use it however way they want to, even though they state that they're not supposed to. He was silently not saying anything. Say, I'm independent journal listening. You don't have to state that, Lee. It's not a requirement. It does help. But when you're doing silent treatment, it goes in the other difference. Okay, let's see here. Is that ready to play yet? Okay, it's almost done. Okay, so we'll unmute this here in a sec. And we're going to listen into a clip from PNP News here.
Okay, this comes from a subscriber of mine, okay, and he is messing with this Luke Air Force Base thing. I mean, he is basically climbed up their ass and is rooting around. So I'm going to read to you what he sent me. And there's also some case law here that we pulled up that he referenced that nobody bothered to pull up. So here goes. Wait, let me get a drink. All right. I greatly enjoy your videos and perspective on the Luke Air Force Base issue, but I would like to share some aspects of this issue which may help further clarify or refine your perspective and strengthen the case for the private citizen that was arrested. Firstly, the issue of public access at this point for First Amendment activity was settled in the Ninth Circuit in a case that reached the Supreme Court in 2013 on this exact subject of protected First Amendment activity in a public right-of-way immediately adjacent to a military installation. The SCOTUS case was United States versus APEL, A-P-E-L, and the judgment is here, and he sends me a link to it. The judgment was actually delivered in 2014, February 2014. Interestingly enough, the attorney who argued this case is now the Dean of University of California at Irvine Law and still has a practice operating in the Ninth Circuit. The private citizen should really try to see if his firm will take this case. I bet he just might. Secondly, in your most recent update video, you indicate that the boundary issue is resolved and seem to relent to the case by Glendale, Luke Air Force, and the Luke Air Force Base boundary. Hold on. You seem to relent to the case by Glendale PD, Luke AFB, and the city of Glendale that the Luke Air Force boundary extends to the north road edge of West Glendale Avenue. This is not the case.
All right, that's dealing with the city thing. But yeah, the opening part's the important part there. And yes, Shadowboxer, it's part of the thing. NJ Diver, they started that during the Iraq War because when people were getting blown up and losing limbs, it was hard to sort of identify. And then there's situations where some people were just maybe turned to mush. And so, as is, when you do your service, they do a quick fingerprint prick. They put your blood down on some paper that will hopefully retain your DNA for a decent amount of time. And so in case something happens, like, let's say you take a mortar round and your body part, you and several other people's body parts are blowing all over the place. Well, it's going to be easy to identify who has what body parts, because you know the original source of the DNA. It's like, okay, well, we know these guys died. We have this DNA test, so we just grab it off of this part, test it, and say, okay, this leg belongs to him, this leg belongs to this other guy, this arm here, that kind of situation. Gruesome, but hey, that is war. It is gruesome. BBI, would it be able to provide a better answer? My son, yeah. I guess the Air Force better go arrest people on Google Earth. Yeah, but I know that at least started with the second Iraq War. I'm not sure if it was with the first Desert Storm push, if they did it back then, because DNA testing only became really economical in the early 2000s, where it became easier to do and quicker to do. But Cornell Law Site says if it ever is, it will be struck down due to not providing limitations on free speech. And now they're going to use it to make abomination soldiers. Yeah, it wasn't going on that early, NJ Diver, with DNA testing, because we just discovered DNA. What was it? I think we took the first photographs of it in the 60s, or maybe it was the 50s. And then being able to identify and map it, we didn't get mapping done until late 90s, early 2000s. And then we started looking at how to understand and read it to identify people individually. He was in for 7 years, got out about a year and a half ago on medical. Yeah, I went in 2007. That's when they were doing it. I'm not sure how much longer before that. But, yeah, as is, I pretty much covered the basic gist of what is needed to understand with the, this, although there's definitely going to be needed more information to be put out there. Let's see, samples processed rather quickly, the results are kept on databases for later comparisons. Yep, that is very, true. Well, yeah, they probably do some sort of, like, scan thing. It is what the genome project thing is. Yeah, pretty much that was the whole mapping out, just getting a basic idea of what's all the contents of a DNA, where all the chemical particles line up and all that stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'm gonna give you guys a good 2 minutes here to catch up on all that stuff for any quick final words before we do our final out. As is, I'm gonna of course do my little thing. And as is, we are, this is Strategic Non-Compliance, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific. You'll be able to catch this bi-weekly show, usually with me and Mike Bluehair. Unfortunately, just bad timing for Mike Bluehair. He is not present for us today due to the fact that he had some medical issues in the immediate family that he's dealing with. Argue blood testing and paternity tests as voodoo back in the 30s and 40s, I believe. Well, the thing is the science behind it and understanding back in the 30s and 40s is completely different than how we understand and able to read it now. Yeah, as is. But, as is, you can catch it on my side, Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, and Mixer. If something happens and may have to apply some censorship on Strategic Non-Compliance, check out the Periscope live feed because it holds all the videos for the last 30 days, and so you're able to go and check it out over there. Just give you that heads up. I can't delete them. I just have to let them expire. No one knew that DNA was until Clinton became president. That is sort of true there, but as is, we are on twice a week. I got my other shows and stuff going on. I think I'm almost out of First Amendment Friday content. Stay tuned for those on Fridays when I do have that. If you guys, wrench policy, no censorship, that is pretty much my policy. The only time you really step in is if there's something that might be breaking the law, or it's a clear violation of, YouTube terms and services. No, I might have to add in one word filter onto all of my stuff just due to the fact that we are also dealing with Twitch's rules too to some extent, but I don't have my eyes on me from Twitch yet, so we'll see how long that lasts. Yes, as I said, it's unlisted PNP, but you can find it on Periscope if you really want to go and look it up. So, just giving you a heads up. I know you guys are still looking for you're looking for that thing, and I can't censor out. I can't delete the Periscope one. As I said, if you really want the hard archive kind of thing, either look for the unlisted one, or you go and pull it up on Periscope. This is the civil rights lawyers. I wish I had a list. I don't have one yet. I'm working on trying to get that going, but finding all the lawyers to handle with that kind of stuff, not easy. Anyway, as is, you guys have a nice evening, and I do see you guys talking over Mike Bluehair's chat. It's just I didn't think there was a need for me to step in and chat with you guys because it wasn't really pertaining. But yes, King 9, U.S. Only nation that actively looking for MI and KIAs. Actually, that's not entirely true. UK does that, and I need to stop talking because I need to hop off because I got some other stuff to take care of today. So, good luck, guys. Have a nice night. You know, a nice afternoon or evening, depending on where you're at. And sayonara. And